Hi, I'm John Persinos, Editorial Director of Investing Daily. Your emails help me calibrate editorial coverage to your real-world needs. I cherry-picked representative samples of the latest emails from readers that reflect recurring themes. I strive to provide answers that are timely and useful for investors. So let's get right to it. Fed Chief Jerome Powell held a press conference this week during which he elaborated on the Fed's decision to hike rates by 25 basis points. Isn't government spending a big problem in the fight against inflation? Derek M. Derek, despite the myths you might be hearing, fiscal policy is playing a scant role behind inflationary pressures. Jerome Powell was asked that very question by a reporter at his Wednesday press conference, and I think Powell's response nailed it. Here's what Powell had to say. You have to look at the impulse from spending because spending was, of course, tremendously high during the pandemic. And then as the pandemic programs rolled off, spending actually came down. So the sort of fiscal impulse is actually not what's driving inflation right now. It was at the beginning, perhaps, part of what was driving inflation, but that's not really the story now. Should I be afraid of another 2008? The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and the Credit Suisse UBS merger has got me spooked. Emily S. I'm confident that 2023 won't be another 2008. The banking crisis has triggered volatility in equity markets, but investors are starting to regain their composure as policymakers take decisive action. Central bankers around the world have implemented several programs and backstops to bolster cash flow for banks. Worries linger over regional banks, but the big banks, especially those based in the U.S., remain on solid ground. In 2018, the U.S. Congress enacted legislation that significantly loosened Dodd-Frank capital requirements on smaller institutions. We're now suffering the consequences, but generally, the U.S. banking system is well capitalized and able to withstand the latest pressures. Rather than contagion, I predict a wave of mergers and acquisitions as the big, healthy banks pick up beleaguered regional players at bargain prices. It's increasingly likely that instead of a soft landing, we'll soon get a recession. Which sectors are the most appealing under that scenario? Lucas J. Lucas, 3 sectors have historically performed well during a recession: utilities, healthcare, and consumer staples. These sectors provide essential services that typically weather an economic downturn. If the business cycle right now adheres to its customary pattern, these sectors are likely to outperform the broader markets. I keep hearing a lot of excitement about marijuana equities, but they haven't performed very well. Are they overrated? Matt G. Matt, it's true marijuana-related stocks didn't perform very well in 2022, and as a whole, they continue to struggle in 2023. But it's my contention that pot stocks are struggling because of the broader market's woes. We're in the midst of a persistent bear market amid rising interest rates and other headwinds such as overseas war and stubborn inflation. The overall stock market's weakness has spilled over into the marijuana sector. But keep this in mind. The legalization of marijuana is a social, political, and financial revolution. Growing demand for cannabis around the world represents a megatrend that's unstoppable. When we've put Fed tightening in this bear market behind us, the right pot stocks will explode on the upside. Marijuana is one of the most powerful investment megatrends you can find. Some cannabis stocks are quality investments, but many others are too risky. You need to dig deep and analyze the fundamentals. And that's why I wrote a book. It's called The Wide World of Weed and Psychedelics. The product of years of painstaking research, my new book is now available in hard copy. As they increasingly become legal around the world, cannabis and other psychotropic substances are generating huge gains for proactive investors. But the time to act is now while these investments are still affordable. The Wide World of Weed and Psychedelics is your one-stop primer for profiting from the booming marijuana and psychedelics industries. To order your physical hard copy of my book and have it delivered to your door, click the URL at the bottom of the article that accompanies this video on the Investing Daily website. Well, that does it for today. Keep those emails coming. You can reach me at mailbag@investingdaily.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy reading my new book.